This is a quick 10-minute beginner-friendly yoga class focused on enhancing hip flexibility for climbers. All poses in this class are sequenced to be either seated or laying on the back, which means little to no pressure on the wrists. Let's get started today laying on our backs in constructive rest. You can slowly make your way onto your back, bend your knees, plant your feet out wide, and you can let the knees fall together at the top, maybe resting one hand to chest, one hand to belly. We'll take a few breaths here, maybe close the eyes. And just begin to focus in on the breath as you inhale, begin to fill it through the belly, feel the ribs expand, chest lift. And on your exhale, open mouth, let it go. 2 more times, inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can stay here a bit longer if you'd like, or you can begin to windshield wiper the legs by rocking the knees from side to side. And just beginning to create a little movement here in the hips and releasing through the back. About 2 or 3 more breaths. Eventually we'll make our way to half wind relieving pose on the right. Hug your right leg in towards the chest. You can keep the left foot planted down or extend it out long on the mat. And draw your right knee into the direction of the right shoulder. Right thigh compresses in towards the right ribs. You can reach around the shins as you draw the leg in towards the chest. Creating some compression on this side. If you want to take a little movement, gently nudging the knee from side to side just to get in a little deeper into the hips, more than welcome. A few more breaths here. If you want to take some circles through the right ankle, you can maybe point and flex the toes or draw circles in either direction. You can stay here or we'll transition to a half happy baby. So keep the right leg drawn in. Begin to point the sole of the right foot up towards the sky as you reach for the sole of the foot. You can take your elbow, reach on the inside of the knee, and then take your hand and wrap around towards the pinky toe side of your right foot. A few breaths here, this time working to draw the thigh towards the right side of the mat. A few more breaths here. If you want, you can take your left hand and help anchor the left hip down towards the mat. About 2 more breaths. Continuing on with this right side, we're going to transition into a figure 4 stretch. So bring your right leg across, and then bring your left leg in, creating a little 4 with the legs. Right hand can reach through that little hole, reaching either underneath the left hamstring or maybe over top the left shin. Keep flexing the toes to protect the knees as you draw your legs in towards the chest. A few breaths here. Last thing here from this side, we're going to take this into a internal hip rotation. So keeping the figure 4 with the legs, plant the sole of the left foot down, and then let that whole entire figure 4 fall over towards the right, bringing the right knee down. You can stay here if this feels like a good internal hip stretch for you on that left side. Or to go deeper, you can begin to heel toe the left foot over towards the left edge of the mat, just allowing that left knee to begin to work its way down towards the mat. You can use your right foot to prop the knee if it needs a little extra support, or you can rest the leg on top of the outer left thigh as a little assist to help deepen. If you have a block, you can also slide that block underneath the left knee if it needs a little extra support. We'll take about 3 or 4 breaths here. When you feel ready, begin to unravel the legs. You can hug the legs in towards the chest, maybe find a full happy baby, reaching for the soles of the feet. Then no rush, we'll take that to the other side. So as you're ready, half wind on the left, drawing the left leg in towards the chest. You can plant the sole of the right foot down or extend it out long if it feels okay in the hip flexors and the back. This time, drawing the left thigh in towards the left ribs, knee in the direction of the left shoulder. A few breaths here, maybe some movement through the left ankle if you'd like. You can choose to stay, or we'll transition this into a half happy baby. So extending the sole of the left foot up towards the sky. You can take your left hand, reaching for the pinky toe side of the left foot, and begin to draw your thigh over towards the left side of the mat. You have the option to take your right hand and help anchor the right hip down. A few breaths here. When you feel ready, we'll transition this into a figure four stretch. So bring the left leg across and draw the right knee in, creating a little four with the legs here. You have the option again to reach underneath the right hamstring or over top the right shin, ensuring that your ankles stay flexed to protect the knees. About 3 or 4 more breaths. Last thing on this side, we'll take this into a traction twist or that internal hip rotation. So keeping the figure four shape with the legs, plant the sole of the right foot down. Let that figure four shape fall over towards the left, bringing the left knee down towards the mat. You can choose to stay here, allowing that left leg to prop the right knee, or to go deeper, heel toe the right foot over towards the right edge of the mat and letting that knee begin to work its way down in the direction of the mat. You have the option to rest the left foot on the outer right thigh for a self-assist, or maybe slide a block underneath the right knee if you have it for a little extra support. You're looking here for about a 90-degree bend in the right leg and keep flexing the toes to protect the knee. A few more breaths here. This is a very similar shape to a drop knee on the wall. And slowly, as you feel about even, you can unravel the legs, maybe hug them in towards the chest or find a happy baby. Eventually, we'll make our way up into a seat. You can rock up or use your hands to lift up. We'll take a few breaths here in a seated butterfly pose. So you can bring the soles of the feet together. Heels can be slightly in towards the hip or maybe a bit further away if it feels better and gives you a little more space to open up the knees. As you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, begin to fold forward. You can plant the hands in front of the mat, maybe begin to walk them forward, trying to keep the length in the spine. A few breaths here, see if you can let go of any tension you hold into the hip flexors. And if you need to, maybe scoot the toes forward to create a little more space. About 3 or 4 more breaths. You can choose to stay here longer if you'd like. Otherwise, we'll unravel the legs, maybe windshield wiper them if you need to release through the hips. And we'll end our class in a comfortable seat. And we'll close our class with a single breath. Hands to heart center if you'd like. All together, we'll take a full breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you today. If you've liked this class, please give me a rating, and I hope to be with you next time you're on your mat.